Alright. I really find this disturbing here. Let's see. And I don't know. This is coming from a guy that has been on OnlyFans. I've had my own OnlyFans and stuff like this. This really pisses me off, and I know that. I do know that. Let's see. This is my friend's page. Let's see. Let me get to full screen here. Not full screen. What the fuck? It pisses me off that kids. This is bad parenting as well. Shitty parents these days, and parents ain't doing their jobs. Shitty parents is one big thing. Getting a hold of their credit cards and stuff. Let's look into this.
Alpha is beyond cooked. What is this? Group of 12-year-olds approach an OnlyFans girl and let her know that they goon to her? What?
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
These are the ones who Gucci. These are the ones who Gucci.
Yo.
Here, let's go.
All of them?
No! All of them. All three of them.
This is bad.
Wait, you gooned her before?
How old are
That
you?
is fucking
Winning session. I'm 12, but when I stand on my money, I'm 6.
Well, to get this, they got some rich ass parents. These kids look like they come from rich family. Look how they're dressed, how well they're dressed. Look at this here. These guys are made. These guys are made. Rich family. You can tell they're it doesn't matter what the income is. It's just shitty parents. And let me tell you, I've been on, I think even with gaming sites, that they should have only 18 plus servers, have the kids play with the kids, everything else, because I've been playing with kids on Fortnite, which I don't like, alright, but I'd be nice. I don't want to be a dick, alright? Even though I probably should. Alright? And like I said this before, another lady, some other girls said, hey, play with the kids. Play with the kids. It's like, man, I don't feel like that. I don't like having to, watch my language, but, they say do it, just do it. Alright? Just do it. Play with the kids. And the crazy thing is, kids have more of a mouth than even I do. A lot of the time. That's hard to believe or comprehend. But, let me tell you, OnlyFans is going to have to do something, and they usually do something without anybody knowing. They do this. This is coming from someone I've been on there, have my own site and everything. On OnlyFans. Look at these guys are made guys here. Look at what they're wearing. Look at it, they're all dressed up. It doesn't matter, alright? Is that kids can get a credit card or something like that? You should have to have an ID. If you're a creator, you have to show an ID. What stupid parents are not watching what their kids are doing? When I took care of kids, alright, didn't allow them to use the computer, internet, stuff like that, the internet. That's one. 2, no using stupid cell phones, use mainline phone. Like that, unless you're done with homework or whatever, alright? You don't do that. And parents do not know how to don't know how to parent. A lot of parents are just trash. And they want their kids to play with some idiot like me on Fortnite or some Battle Royale or something instead of doing their job and taking care of their kids. It pisses me off. Parents are supposed to love their children as much as possible, take care of them and nurture them and teach them things as much as possible. Not put them in a stupid simulation, computer simulation, and learn nothing but trash from the internet. And the internet is full of trash. There are things you can learn. You can. But we have parents that don't know how to parent. I blame the parents. I don't blame OnlyFans. Actually, I don't. Because the parents, how are they getting the credit cards? These kids are getting their parents' credit cards. The parents are going to see this on the bills. The parents should be seeing this on their bank statements. OnlyFans, OnlyFans, OnlyFans. You can't blame OnlyFans for all this. It's piece of shit parents that should also be shot. I hate to say that, but they just about should be. Because they're not doing their fucking job. And it pisses me off. Let me tell you, when I was a kid, this is the 80s, stuff like that, 90s, stuff like that. When we were kids, some of us would watch dirty stuff, dirty magazines. Wasn't, from my parents were Christians, devout Christians, stuff like that. But there are other ways to go around things. It's natural for kids to want to know stuff about sex. It's natural. So now what stupid ass law enforcement does or whatever, and sometimes kids need to be protected, but the thing is sexuality is natural with kids. The thing is, this is bad for OnlyFans and these other sites. It makes things bad. You know what I'm saying? And I do blame the piece of shit parents. Because they're rats and they're allowing it. They got the bank statements.
All of them, all three of them.
Are you Gunter?
Oh, shit.
Wait, you Gunter before?
How old are
That
you?
is fucking
Winning session. I'm 12, but when I stand on my money, I'm 56. I'm 5'4", but whenever I'm standing on my money, I'm 6'6".
Thanks.
He's made.
I gotta admit, that was funny. And this is one of the things that if any of these people that do like any of these like online content type stuff, all of it is consumed by minors. There are kids that are watching all of this stuff. And I don't know.
No, they don't. They don't all watch this. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, only if they access their parents' computers or something like that. You have to be on your parents. You can't just get on OnlyFans. You have to have a credit card and stuff like that. You blame the fucking parents, you idiot. Don't put out bullshit. I know more about this than you do. I do. I know you've been on there and stuff like that, but don't put out disinformation about OnlyFans. I'm going to attack you and anybody else that puts out disinformation about OnlyFans. I'm going to do that. I don't care who the fuck you are. Alright? So, I mean, this is shitty parents. Honestly, they deserve an ass kicking for letting this happen. It pisses me off because then they get blamed. She didn't, ask them to be there. At least I would think. What kind of piece of shit parenting is this? It's on their fucking bank statements. The evidence is there. Trail of evidence is there. What the fuck are kids doing on there? I mean, we gotta protect ourselves. Sex workers, we have to protect ourselves and our content. We don't want kids ruining what we do. We don't want stupid ass law enforcement. We don't want stupid religious zealots. Stupid Christians, Muslims, whatever. Religious right or ultra libs saying that this is dirty or bad or whatever. We don't need that. We don't need that BS. And this makes things a lot fucking worse, and it pisses me off. And there's no excuse for the piece of shit parents that allow this to happen. Look at these guys are fucking made.
Why they want to deny this or act like it's not happening or whatever reason.
I tell you, I'd run. I would run. I'd say, get the fuck away from me. I'd say, get the fuck away from me. I don't want you near me. I don't want you kids looking at my shit. You ain't supposed to be on there. You get from other ways, that's you. But I don't want you connecting me with, adult content, because then law enforcement, these stupid assholes, politicians, and religious people are going to say, hey, you're after our kids. You're going after our kids. You're grooming our kids. And it's not. The parents are supposed to do their fucking jobs. Do your fucking job. Be a fucking parent. So those parents deserve an ass kicking. I'm telling you. Because they're not doing their jobs. And I don't like parents that don't do their jobs and disciplining and looking after their kids. I see a lot of parents being lazy. That I would never laugh. When I was with kids, when I took care of kids and stuff like that, when I had kids, I taught them assassination skills, obviously. I taught them fighting skills, the art of warfare, just like any other good parent would do. How to bounty hunt, how to make $10,000 in one shot, the usual stuff. Nah, seriously. Hug your kids, hold them tight, because they're only kids for a while. That love they have when they're a baby and they're a kid, that goes as soon as they get older and they start disrespecting you. And then they question you, and they have stupid teachers that brainwash kids as well. Those times when they're kids is the most sacred. And let me tell you, I don't like how I don't really want kids on my server. I don't want kids in my gaming server either. I don't. And some of them are nasty. Those kids are nasty and dirty, some of the stuff that they've said. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. And stuff. And it's just the disintegration of society and everything. And
bad stuff like flying around my name. I don't want people thinking that I advertise to kids, because that is the last thing.
But yes, it is happening constantly. It is happening all the time. So yeah, it's very disturbing. I think so too. Yeah.
If I were her, I'd run. I'd tell her, she's young. She's a kid. Let's see. Kids I take care of, they're in their mid-20s now and everything, right? So she's young enough to be younger than my kids and everything, right? And so she's like, you can tell she's very uncomfortable. He's a kid himself. He looks like he's 16, to be honest. But anyways, I can't believe this. I can believe it, but listen, like I said, a part of kids is being kids. I've never been a kid myself. I actually was one. It's very hard to believe or to think about or imagine, but it's true, is that there's always that we want to know about sex and sexuality. We have questions and stuff like that. Some a lot more than others. It's a natural human thing. It doesn't mean that you're sick. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It's a natural human thing. It's a part of evolution and stuff like that and everything. Thing is that with stuff like this, you have to do with politicians, religious people, and stuff like that. They're going to say, we need to shut OnlyFans down, we need to shut all these porn sites down, all this other stuff and everything. And the big problem with that is the parents. You need to spy on your kids more often. You need to do your fucking job. And parents, a lot of parents just don't give a shit, don't want to parent their kids or discipline or whatever. Some have other stuff on their minds, they have other chores or jobs or whatever. There's a certain amount of understanding that I have with that. But your kids are a byproduct of you, to a certain extent, and if you don't do your job, then I think you should pay legally in some way.
Wait, how old are you guys for real?
15.
Oh, like,
You're not 15.
I literally don't condone any of this.
Yeah, you do.
Bro.
You literally have an account.
Yo.
That is fucking insane. That is fucking crazy. All right, let's get to the Epstein stuff.
I don't think that anybody
on
you
this
should not
computer
trust
here,
a
so-
serial sex trafficker. She does not believe that Epstein committed suicide. I do not believe.
Here, hold on.
Saying Maxwell, a newly released DOD.
Anybody that knows me knows that, I believe that they went to Ghislaine Maxwell. They told her, if you don't exonerate Trump or you don't help Trump, we're going to make life bad for you. This is what I believe. And that you could end up dead. But if you don't tie Trump to this, we may be able to help you out. Listen, I vote for Trump, but I know he's a psychopathic liar in a lot of ways, like the other politician. I vote for Democrats and Republicans because I don't want one side to outweigh the other. So I also vote for Democrats to be in power as well. I hate both sides. I have no respect for them. Why? Because I know politicians personally, and I think they should be swimming with the fishies. Drowned with the fishies. Alright? So, that's me. This is where I come from. It's from my own knowledge in life. I've had politicians say they can get away with murder. Yeah, I told you this and stuff like that. I know a lot of stuff most people don't know. Because I've been on the inside knowing some people. Anyways, let's get going here.
DOJ interview transcript says she does not believe that Epstein committed suicide. I do not believe he died by suicide. No. Wow. So they released the entire transcript. Here's the problem with what I think this is. The newly released transcript shows Ghislaine Maxwell testifying that President Trump never acted inappropriately with anyone or received any, quote, massages. Todd Blanche, did you ever observe President Trump receive a massage? Let me see here. Did you ever receive it? And she says, no, she never saw it. And did you ever hear Mr. Epstein or anybody say anything that President Trump had done anything inappropriate with masseuses or with anybody in your world? Absolutely.
Listen, whether Democrat or Republican, are people so stupid to believe anything their politicians? You gotta be a total idiot. Maybe it's just me because I've known some politicians, and I know a lot of the dealings they do with insider trading and stuff like that they do, and how they get paid from special interests to vote certain ways and everything. This is both sides. Alright?
Absolutely never in any context.
Bullshit.
Wow.
Whatever.
Damn.
Look, maybe nothing happened, but I still say bullshit. He didn't have to do anything. The thing is, he knew stuff. He heard stuff. Now, what was he involved with or whatever? I mean, look, I'm not saying that he was involved, with underage minors, though, to be honest, he's had teen pageants he was in charge of and stuff like that. And they said that they would come in, that Trump would come in to these pageants, teen pageants, and he'd watch them get dressed and made things very awkward and stuff like that. Let's go. Move on.
The DOJ released all transcripts and audio from Deputy AG Todd Blanche's interview with Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell.
The fixed messages.
Holy shit, man. That's actually really big.
The censored ones are out. They're released. The censored stuff is released, is what they're trying to say.
Yeah, wow. Pardon, here we come. Well, here's the problem, right? Is that Trump has violated the trust, and I think that I think the way that he's acted has made people distrustful of him, and because of that, anything that he says and anything that people do, like, she could be telling the truth or she could be lying. Do you see what I'm saying? Nobody knows whether she's telling the truth or not. And
I don't think that she is. I mean, she knows stuff. I know she knows stuff about these guys. A lot of people. Like I said, even if Epstein was not killed, they're in prison, I believe that he was probably poisoned. You don't have to kill the guy and flay him and cut him up and stuff like that. They could have poisoned him and stuff like that easily. I believe she knows that, she cooperates and she puts out Trump is innocent. She has a chance of getting out of this alive. Maybe you're getting a pardon. I don't know. But,
And I think that if he hadn't been so suspicious about how he handled the Epstein stuff, and they hadn't done such a bad job handling it at the beginning, you wouldn't be seeing this amount of skepticism. But because of that, I think that now you are seeing the skepticism, and there's a lot of people that just don't believe anything that they're saying, especially for a pardon, but I would believe it. Yeah, I don't know, man. Trump was always innocent. We always knew. I love
what
this.
a
As we
dumbass.
knew. I know my president.
I can't believe these idiots on either side, whether Democrat or Republican, these idiots are brainwashed into their political party. Not only that, but they're weaponized. People are weaponized by their political party. The thing is, the joke is on the people. They make clowns of the people. They just made everybody a clown. This is both sides. It's that we're put up to be the clown.
I don't think that you should not trust a serial sex trafficker, pedophile, to be telling the truth. Now, you shouldn't also assume that she's lying, but you shouldn't, this is a thing where you trust but verify.
I'm dead
Obviously,
sure she is
you
lying
cannot
about
be sure that this is
Listen,
happening.
I ain't talking about foot massages. Why would they ask him about foot massages unless they heard about that, though? Unless they heard something about him getting foot massages. That's the reason why I think they'd ask that question about Trump. Because that's just like a shot out of nowhere. But, yeah.
But at the same time, you can have a general idea, right? She said never saw, does not clear him. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, maybe she was not involved or she didn't see it happen, but it happened anyway. I mean, there's a lot of ways that this could go down that would not necessarily really exclude that reality. So yeah, put her on a lie detector test. You realize that stuff doesn't work, right? I mean, like, why is every single deposition not done with a lie detector test? Well, the reason why is because it's not accurate. Like, if it was accurate, everybody would be using it. Yeah, they're not reliable. It's like kind of like reading body. It's one step up from body language readers, where it's like, yes, sometimes this is true, but it's not true at a ratio that's high enough that you can use it as a frame of evidence or a frame of proof that somebody is or isn't doing something.
Well, there's a reason why federal authorities don't use that. You know, local, state, they will use that and stuff as a piece, saying that you're lying, and I mean, people that fail lie detector tests, I mean, a lot of times they are guilty, but there are instances where not guilty people, I know a lot of not guilty people that are in prison right now that shouldn't be there whatsoever. I know people that are in jail and prison right now that should have never been put in jail. They should be put in mental health facilities getting care and stuff like that and everything. So we have a bad justice system as it is. I know because I've been through it.
So yeah, sorry guys. Canada pulled back its tariffs. Yeah, I'll look at it in a second, but let me focus on this.
Oh, Canada!
And, so yeah, let me see if I can find the other post about this. See if I pull it up and see if there's anything else. It's too easy to fake it. Yeah. The Trump Department of Justice released the transcripts and audio of their interview with
it's like, Jesus. If I knew that I could be killed, like Epstein or whatever, okay, if it was, I'd just say it. If I thought that, I'd back off and say, hey, I don't know nothing. Unless I decide to just kill myself in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what do you expect her to say? You think she's going to say, yeah, he did all this stuff, yeah. Off of the head.
Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell, imagine that transparency. Man, Trump is innocent even with all the accusations against him. Did you see in person Trump probably sometime? Did you ever hear Epstein said Trump had anything inappropriate? Absolutely never. There's more of it here too.
Well, like I said, I know they knew stuff. How much? I don't know. That's the question. Did he do stuff? That's another question. I don't know. It's just I say, with how he covered stuff up and all this other BS, he looks totally guilty, just like anybody else would, you know. So.
In my discovery, sorry, President Trump, there was nothing from President Trump. Do you remember one way that other President Trump submitted a letter for his 50th birthday? She says she doesn't remember. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a pretty unique detail. Remember. It's not really a big surprise. Yeah. You're right, we shouldn't take her word for it. We should look at all the other evidence against him. Oh, wait, there is none? Well, I mean, that's
subjective.
Undeniable.
There is evidence. There is evidence out there. You're just not looking. There is evidence and stuff. You're just not looking.
Trump has said inappropriate, weird things about women that are underage, including his.
What guy hasn't? Not about that. Never mind. Sometimes I should shut the fuck up before I say something, because I hear that did not sound right. That did not sound right. I mouthed it off too fast. I should let him say what he's going to say first before I say something.
He shouldn't have said that, and it was weird for him to say that, for sure. And I think that people hear him say that, or they hear something like that, and it makes people uncomfortable, and they don't trust him. I mean, so that's it. What has he said? I mean, you can just look it up, right? I mean, there's like 4 or 5 examples that I would have in my head. Actually, right. three examples I have in my head.
Right.
Not enough to condemn him, though. No, you're right.
Yeah, not enough.
Making inappropriate comments.
Yeah, making inappropriate, what is inappropriate, you know, to some either is whether they did something physically is totally different, a lot different, and everything. So I mean, just because they talk, a certain way doesn't mean that they did something. It's two totally different things and legalities and everything.
Is the universe of difference between doing something inappropriate with a person who's underage. Like, one of them, like, everybody has intrusive thoughts. Some people verbalize them.
Yeah.
But none of that compares to the actual behavior.
Right.
So, it's such a double standard. I mean, I don't know about that. It depends. So, logical man makes no sense to have blind faith. Yeah, exactly. And you can't really know. Why were they not uncomfortable with Joe's panty sniffing? Well, he wasn't doing that, but like he was sniffing people. And also they were. I think everybody can acknowledge and everybody agrees. Like, guys, are we all on the same?
He's mostly dead in the head. That's what really got away. You could say because he's a Democrat too, but again, I hate both sides, so I go after each side, equally.
Same page with this, by the way. That, it's pretty fucking weird the way that Joe Biden acted around girls, too. Yeah, it was fucking creepy. It was creepy and weird. Like, I wouldn't want to, I wouldn't want my...
Yeah, if he did that to my little girl, I'd be in his face. I'd probably just slap this son of a bitch. I don't care about Secret Service. I don't give a fucking rat's ass about them. They do it to my kid, he's gonna get hit. I didn't tell him to fuck off.
A kid around something like that at all, yeah. Like the comments about his daughter, it's hyperbole, but it sounds weird. Yeah, it just sounds weird, and it's just problematic. I mean, really, that's all there is to it, more than anything. So, yeah, I don't even worry about that. Did you check out the Destiny stuff yet? Of course, right? People are going to bring that up. Well, I will give you my opinion on the Destiny stuff. These are crimes. Potentially, if you are having, sexual interactions with somebody who's underage... especially because it's done on the internet, and so it's being done federally. And so federally, the age of consent is 18. That is something that is beyond my pay grade. I am not a FBI agent. I am not a police investigator. I am not a lawyer. I do not have any of the information that they have. I'm not going to make, statements, judgments, opinions, or anything like that, or draw conclusions based off of the existing evidence. So, yeah. Nice try, Glowy. Yeah, sure, right? In Texas, it's 17, but you don't want to play with that?
States it is 17 or 16 or whatever, depends on the jurisdiction and where they feel like, making it 18. In Europe, it was 16 or whatever, 15. And I think it's changed now with the European Union laws, because that was one government, European conglomerate, stuff like that, and everything. So it might all be 18 now. I don't know for sure, but I know that's what it was, 16, 15. Europe and stuff like that. It's a lot different over there and everything. So
the age of consent is 17 in Texas, but the difference is that when you're communicating with people that are in multiple states, the age of consent defaults to 18 because it's online communication, which transcends states' rights.
Right.
Because that's obviously, right? Yeah. 16 at sus has been. Well, I'm just telling you, that's the answer to the question, right? You ask what's the age of consent, that's what the age is. Most states are 16. Well, yeah, it's a local server, exactly. Does it? Yeah, that's my understanding at least. I mean, I could be wrong, but I thought that's the way it worked. Either way, this is my opinion with the Destiny stuff. You make comments and accusations like that, that's a really big deal. That's extremely serious. I'm not going to go and I don't want to talk about it, really. I don't want to go through all the data. I don't want to figure out whether who's lying and who's not lying. That is something for the police to decide, and I don't want to have anything to do with it. So, yeah. What if a teenager in Texas communicated with another teen from a country where the age of consent is 14? I don't know. I mean, you're talking about 1% of a 1% of a 1%, right? I mean, I don't know. You'd have to ask some lawyer that deals in cases like that what the answer for that is. I have no idea. But either way, that's what I would say.
Yeah, it's a lot different. You do that in another country, that's a different country. You can't People ain't gonna like that. But, you know, that's their laws over there. So, I mean, they can't just prosecute you. Well, now, that is something. There is some prosecutors won't go after you anyway. Because you're doing stuff, you know, the thing is, you're over here in this country where the laws are. They say, this is our laws, you can't do this with someone that's under 18. Those are federal statutes. If you want to do that with under 18, you have to go to that country. They're going to go after you. That's how I see it. With federal law and everything else. Now, you do have a fighting chance in court. You do. You think you're going to win that? I don't think so because people don't like that stuff.
16 is too young for age of consent. Yuck. Well, I don't know.
That
I mean, like, I
depends.
don't want to get into
That
like.
depends on the person. That depends on the person. When I was 16, I was with older women and stuff like that. When I was younger and stuff like that, I would tell the cops to fuck off. I'll do whatever the fuck I want with older women. That's just me. I don't care what anybody thinks. Whatever. So, anyways, it depends. You know, on intelligent stuff like that and everything else.
Make a big argument and say like this is the age or that's the age. I think that here's one thing that a lot of people can agree with though. Whenever you're over like 30 years old, you probably shouldn't be trying to talk to a lot of teenagers. Even if they're like 18 or 19, a lot of people think that's weird. No, I'm not saying that you
I
can't.
think people have sick ass pathetic minds too. When they think that way, they should go a piece of shit for thinking like that. I don't like that. I think it's wrong for people to think that way. Is there an ass kicking a lot of times too? If that's the way that they think. Because it's sick and disgusting. Like, what the fuck? They don't think about me playing with kids on the internet? I didn't want to, but some people told me, just do it, play with kids. I didn't want to. It is what it is. And I'll attack anybody that's like that.
Can't do it. Obviously, legally, you can do this. It's okay legally for you to do this. But I think that it makes a lot of people uncomfortable, and it's a bit
It makes
odd.
me uncomfortable to be around
So,
kids in a stupid game. I really do think they need to have 18 plus servers. These games, these gaming companies. They should not have kids with adult stuff. I don't like that. They know that. They need to do something about that.
that's it. Why the fuck haven't all states made 18? Well, I mean, the fact is that, like, you know, historically, 18 is a very old age. I mean, many people had kids
You're
back in
over
the Middle
the
Ages.
18. You turn 18, you're dead. I was catching it every time. It's over. Got there to retire with hedge funds.
Like, whenever they were young teens.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually a very, very weird thing,
We were teaching
or a
happening.
recent thing, that, you know, the age is as high as it is. But I think the reason why is, I mean, there's a million reasons why. I mean, we're living in a totally different
Well,
society.
that's based on biology and how the brain develops. Now, in girls, their brain develops a lot faster than guys. Guys are quite a bit slower. That's just the way it is. That's the way it is. Facts. Facts. Guys don't mature up there until like 21. With girls, it's usually 18. Not always. No, kids don't. My view, kids don't have the intelligence that they used to. I think for some things, it's higher, but anyways.
People aren't dying at 35 like they used to.
That's all.
And so we're on a totally different timeline. So obviously it makes more sense now, but the point that I'm making is that, like, I don't want to have a big argument over what should be the age of consent, right? But the point is that if you're doing it, even if it is somebody that is of age, I mean, if you're like 37 or 36 or whatever, that's a pretty big age difference, right? It is. And like, I get that like guys want, you know, they'll see some hot young girl, you know, that's like some 19-year-old girl on OnlyFans, and they'll think that she's really attractive, and like, okay.
No, I don't care. I don't care. What the fuck? If they like me, hey, are people jealous or what? I've had girls, you know, 18, 19, I don't give a fuck. But it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but hell, it's kind of cool at the same time. You know? Keep your fucking views to yourself in some ways, but anyways.
Hey, yeah, you want to do that, that's fine. But like, going and having an active relationship with her and everything, that's very different than just being a gooner. And so, yeah.
Actually, he's supposed to.
Human brains don't fully develop till 25. It should be higher. Well, I don't know. I think
That's
that the
case
age.
by case
Do you guys
based.
agree with me here about like the age difference being a big factor? Because like for me, like so I'm 35. I'm 35.
You're young. You're a kid.
It would be very odd for me to date a girl seriously that was 20 years old.
It is a bit weird.
I would say
It is weird. It is weird, like I said. Young girls, you know, OnlyFans, only 18, you know, wanna, you know, do sexual things with me or whatever. That is, you know, that is a bit weird, but it's fucking hot. It's fucking awesome. At the same time, for the ego and everything. I say for both men and women it is. For women, they like younger guys too. There's something wrong with that. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel loved and adored and everything to have younger people, you know, want to love you, especially in a sexual way and everything. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's just a bunch of idiots saying, that's wrong. Shut the fuck up.
Do you remember back whenever they had VHS and she would say no? You know? Like, she born after 9/11. Right? I mean, damn, that's a totally different universe. So it's legal, right? It's legal to do that, and you know, sure, somebody wants to do that. I'm not going to really criticize them, but that's just my opinion. That's the way I feel about it. Something being weird doesn't.
It is more sometimes I just shut the fuck up. He has his right to his opinion, I got a right to mine. What people don't have a right to do is force their morality, their stupid opinion and say, you shouldn't be able to do this, you shouldn't be able to do that. That's why I say, fuck you, suck a dick, and get the fuck out of here. You know? I'm not going to tell you what to do, you don't tell me what to do. That's where I stand on it. I don't want government, I want law enforcement telling me, as long as they're 18 and stuff like that, you know, and the same would go for women as well. As long as you're 18, it's like, younger, that's where it's like, get the fuck away from me. I don't want you around me, I don't want you watching me, I don't want any of that shit.
Doesn't mean it's wrong. I don't listen. What consenting adults do between each other is between them. You're asking me what my opinion is. I'm giving you my opinion.
Yes,
but fundamentally, everybody gets to choose their own destiny, and I think that's fine. Ah, damn it! The girl likes 20 and I'm 35. Then go out with her. Do whatever you want. Like, why would my judgment on something have an impact on the way that you want to live your life? Why should you allow me to make a decision on the way that you want to live your life?
Yeah, don't let anybody get away with your fucking happiness. There's only so much time that person has in this world. Fuck society. Fuck the rules and everything like that. Just don't do something illegal they shouldn't be doing. That's what we're saying. You want to say? You want to have the 18, 20-year-old? You know, it's like some guys, some people, you got a card as well. And stuff like that. It's like, you got to protect yourself. You got it. My 50-year-old friend got divorced. Got a 24-year-old. for that. I mean, you know what she is, that's not a real, I doubt she really likes you for you. I think you're being a sugar daddy and stuff like that. But, you know, I mean, hell, you know, some young, I mean, listen, I've been around younger women that have, like, I've been around older women and stuff like that, want to marry me, stuff like that and everything. Thing is, I'm not even into relationships. I don't care about relationships anymore. I'm done with that shit. What you do in life is up to you. It's not up to me. Don't let other people tell you what the fuck to do. You're only here for a certain amount of time. No?
Do whatever you want to do. There's nothing wrong with you doing that. But, like, again, I'm giving you my opinion. Yeah, live your life. Yeah, YOLO, right? Would you go for 25 if she's into you? I don't know, maybe, probably. Depends on who it is, right? I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it depends on a person. I'd have to think about it. I mean, I'd probably want to date somebody at least a little bit older than that, but, like, maybe not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, I mean, beggars can't be choosers for some guy like...
Beggars cannot be choosers. Take what you can get before you're shriveled up and dead, is what I say. Take what you can get. I'm telling you.
Like me, right?
This goes for men and women. This goes for men and women. If you find the right person and you want to marry them, that's fine. Me, I don't believe that BS. But if you find the right one, marry them. It makes you happy. What's good for you is good for you. That's all that matters. Fuck everybody else. That's what I say.
But overall, that's the way that I feel about it. So yeah. Anyway, I don't want to comment. This is the same thing I've said before about other people's allegations, is that sexual allegations and sexual misconduct allegations, I don't want to make comments on those events anymore. Unless it is like a super cut and dried case, I do not want to do that. Because I feel like a lot of the people that do it...
Because then we're responsible. The thing is, we're responsible for putting out this information. We're just as guilty. No, you know what I'm saying? With Trump, I say that he knew stuff. I'm just sure about it. There's too much evidence that he did. Whether he did stuff or not is totally different. There's no evidence of that. But there is lots of women that say stuff. That said stuff, alright? About him and others. Alright? And everything just cries foul. How things are getting swept under the rug. Oh, we'll release it now. Now that is to, you know, that makes it look good. Before he didn't want anything out. And so why Epstein? What's the big deal with Epstein? It would have made a big deal if he would have kept his mouth shut. And he would have talked about other people being there. But he was around Epstein himself. It's like the bomb or whatever, and he's doing it or something like that. And he said, well, this guy's done all these hits and stuff like that. And so, you know what? You're doing these hits too. What about you? What about these jobs you're doing with the mom? You're not so squeaky clean either. You've done some bad stuff in your life yourself. This is about you talking about other people when you should be looking more, you know, about your own self. Mouth off about others like that. When you mouth off about others, I keep myself up when people attack me. He keeps himself up and Trump does for himself. If he didn't want this to happen, he should have kept his mouth shut. But Trump opens his mouth a lot. He goes on and on. And that's the thing.
I'm gonna be real. do not do it in a way that is responsible. And I think that I've probably been a person who's done that myself in the past. And so at this point in my life, I don't want to have anything to do with this anymore. Like, I don't want to comment on actual legal matters. I want to leave that to
especially when they can go after him for talking, because what he says has a lot of power. What it's just Joe Schmo me, it's like, who gives a fuck what he says? Who cares what Donald says? Only few people are going to see it. You know? The only thing that YouTube has me pretty much, you know, self, you know, they don't give me visibility because of stuff I talk about anyway. So, I mean, they have me like shadow bound and stuff like that or whatever. They don't like me very much, so I mean, you know, that's one reason why you get no video was this one.
police and the courts to decide. So really, it's just that simple. Would you accept it if your daughter was with an old man? If my daughter was, like, let's say, so, like, if I had, like, a 20-year-old daughter and she was dating, like, a 65-year-old guy, no, I wouldn't like it at all. I'd think it was really weird. Now, obviously, like, it's...
I wouldn't like it either. I'd also want to stop and say, what the fuck are you thinking? Because I'd say, he's got money, right? This old man's got money? That's it? I said, you've got some issues. I say to my daughter, I say, you got some fucking issues. I think you need some help, but hey, you can do whatever you want. I can't tie you down. I can't keep you prisoner here for keeping seeing somebody. You do something, it's like, down my hands. And anybody that has a daughter, and, you know, I've had that, you know, worry about, you know, the daughters kind of guys, you know, or if she's into girls, then you worry about what kind of girls. Are they treated good? You know, it doesn't matter. You want to make sure that your daughter, your son, especially daughter, is taken care of. Because no matter what, mother is the weaker sex, you know, and stuff like that. You know, and she do take care of financially, and treated like a human being, not just as a fucking maid in the kitchen or as some sort of, you know, baby bot or whatever.
her right to do that. But, like, I mean, and it's not like I disown her. But, I mean, and it's like, so basically, I would be, it's her life. She can decide and do what she wants to do. Like, I wouldn't say, like, I hate you now, I don't want to talk to you, like, I don't want to have anything to do with you. If she had a kid with him, I'd take care, you know, I'd be like, oh, this is my grandkid. Yeah, for sure, right? Of course.
Well, the thing is, I know some porn stars. I know one in particular, her father's a real piece of shit, and her mother-in-law, right? She wanted, this porn star wanted to go to church with her father, her blood father, right? Well, the piece of shit stepmother that she was the trash and filth said no. We don't want her in church. We don't want her to come around here. If I was her father, I would tell my so-called woman to shut the fuck up. This is my fucking daughter. You and nobody else get the fuck out of here. This is my girl. This is my daughter. And if you want your daughter to change from being a porn star to doing God-type stuff, you excommunicating your daughter and keeping her from going to church, you're a real piece of shit father, you're a real piece of shit people. You want people to change. These people in church want people to change, right? But you treat porn If I was right in front of him, I'd tell him to his fucking face that he is. I say what rats you are for not willing to love your daughter if you want her to change. If you guys want her to change, then why let her go to the church? It's not people in porn are so much evil, it's these stupid religious piece of shit sometimes, you know what I'm saying? How they judge people. And I've been to church, I've been to churches. I know how two-faced religious people are. Religious people are the biggest two-faces I've ever met. Are church people. And evil people are people of the church. They'll stab you right in the back. They will talk stuff behind your back. They do it all the time.
But at the same time, yeah, I think it's weird. Yeah, I mean, I mean, isn't that normal? Yeah, I think that's totally normal, isn't it? You wouldn't be, yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable with it, but I would accept it because it's her life. She's an adult and she gets to choose what she wants.
I mean, you can't tie it down.
I know. What a boring, hopefully well-adjusted answer.
They have to use the bathroom.
You usually don't get those from me, but yeah, that's generally what I think about it. So it's redacted. Let me see. I'm just going to pull this up and see what it says. Transcript day 1. How much of this is redacted? I'm assuming there's not going to... Well, I mean, obviously there's not going to be anything that's, like, inappropriate on here. It looks like very few things are redacted. Like, oh, I think I saw a black bar. That might have actually just been the page turning, though. Yeah, I think it was the page turning. Damn. Damn, bro. Like, they had it. Yeah, there we go. He met, and I think that it was responsible. Oh, wow. I think that in December of 2021... Wait, what is this here? 15-year period. Mr. Epstein requiring masseuses to be naked. I think that because in December 2001, he met DOJ Redaction, and I think Redaction was responsible for that in its entirety.
Why is that redacted? That should be redacted.
That would have been...
Of course, they're investigating him, and they're not investigating. They want to sweep this all under the rug. No, I don't trust the Department of Justice, no matter what political party's in charge, because they're all the same. And everything. They're both in on this stuff. Both Republicans, Democrats, you know, intelligence, FBI has been in on Epstein stuff.
Accusers in my case, that would have been that person here, subsequent to or simultaneously, came through, and her boyfriend. Okay. Well, I guess that, so that's a female that was involved in this as well.
Wait, hold it, brother. Hold on a second. You skipped one. Over the age, so underage. Okay, David Marcus. Question, so this guy questioned underage, Tom Blanche, or overage. I mean, well, I think, I'm using abuse in the broadest sense of words, because I'm assuming that you, what the hell is it with you, said that you have no idea of the year. You always assume the masseuses were over age, right? I did. Just Liz. What the fuck? Are you trying to feed her? She knows a lot of these girls are underage. She helped traffic these girls. I don't believe this shit. I do not. I just know better than this. Let's see. So when I'm talking about abuse, so when I'm talking about abuse, I'm even talking about an adult masseuse who comes in to get a massage and is told to take off their clothes. Told they're not going to get paid. Well, that would be abuse, of course.
involved in this as well.
They don't take their clothes off. Basically suggested they had to watch him masturbate. Holy fuck. Like the things that have been publicly said about what he did. Just so that's all. I'm not, to relax for now, I'm not excusing adults or young or underage women for that. I'm saying abuse. Okay, so he's not even talking about age, he's talking about abuse at any age. Gislin, I'm going to think that would have been a habit. Tom Lesh says, okay. Gislin Maxwell, I'm going to say that the massage game was a habit, and I think, David Marcus, what does that mean? A game. Gislin Maxwell, that means that I'm sure that he did suddenly start having relations with masseuses in 2002. So what person is this alluding to here? I don't want to say this is alluding to Trump or anything, but the background. Let's see. Had relations with masseuses, also. Which person are you talking about here pertaining to Tom Flash? But you're saying, as far as you, I use the word abuse. You're saying that as far as you sit here today, you would describe that more as consensual, meaning the masseuse did those, did this willingly.
Oh,
That's just,
damn, they got a lot of these. So they did, all they really redacted were a few names.
yeah.
The other person, who's clearly also not an adult or even close, the redaction, I believe, is her now. Wow.
Intelligence agents. So did you ever know Mr. Epstein to communicate with FBI agents? I don't like intelligence, FBI agents, like as a source, just generally with FBI agents. She said no. Tom Blesh did ask, do you think if he had done that, you would have known, like he would have told you something like that? Like, if I said to you, Mr. Epstein, what's the source for the FBI? Would you say that's crazy? No, he wasn't, or maybe he was. I'm trying to ask her if she was like a plant for some intelligence or whatever. He would have told me that anyway. Let's just let's see.
And my trial was clearly underage, clearly a child. I only saw her in Palm Beach, and I only saw her with her mother. What?
Yeah, there's one. He's going these two fast. Let's see now. The caveat. Let's see Johnson's cool. Let's see finding by William Lee. Well, his business where he, remember I told you? I think that in context, he showed me a photograph that he had with some African warlords. African warlords, holy shit. Or something that he told me that. And, I don't remember if this is just like Maxwell say this. That's why I interpreted, like, what kind of thing. If you get the African tribal warlords, they still have some slavery over there. They still have slavery over in Africa. Over there. Not for whites. Not for whites. But Africans enslaving other Africans. There's still a slave trade in Africa. So if this doesn't get reported, because they want to say it's because of white people too, but the thing is, this stuff needs to be reported.
What the fuck?
What the fuck, yeah.
Damn. Quite a riddle. Yeah, this is nuts, man. What happened with the relationship? Putting aside publicity around Prince Andrew's purported relationship with Redacted. What happened, do you know? Jeffries told me, Epstein told me Andrew is coming to New York. I need to organize the whole thing. That's a classic by Epstein. Oh, man. And with respect to DOJ redaction and Prince Andrew, do you know about that relationship? I think it sounds to me like these redactions are victims' names and not the perpetrators.
Yeah, could be.
Like, if I just search, like, so let me just go through. I can search this document, right? So Bill Gates. So, for example, I was doing really, really well. How do you know? Investing in Apple. I didn't know Bill Gates, so this is not related to him. Okay, so it's got nothing to do really with Bill Gates. All right, how about
I don't
Clinton?
believe that. I don't believe that. Why was he there? Why is Bill Gates over at this island? Why was he flying out of this place? And why did his ex just leave him? You know,
Okay, Clinton, one of 43 matches. Huh. Wow. Wowee. That's a lot. Let's look at Trump. Let's see how many times Trump was mentioned. Trump was mentioned 3 times. So Bill Clinton was mentioned, and this is the second part. I don't know, the first part could be different. But the second part, Bill Clinton was mentioned 43 times, and Trump was mentioned 3 times. Let's look at Prince Andrew. Andrew is mentioned 3 times also. Let's see, who else? Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is not mentioned at all in this second page. Obama. Obama is not mentioned. Biden. Biden is not mentioned. Okay, let me actually move it up so you guys can see. Okay, let's see what else. Bill Gates already did that. Hillary. Hillary is mentioned more than... Damn.
wow. I didn't look at this.
Did you ever meet Secretary Clinton, Hillary Clinton? Ghislaine Maxwell says yes. When did you meet her? I want to say, again, please don't hold me to it. Uh-oh. But I want to say that it was on a flight that came from the island. Not from the island, from the Nantucket or Martha's Vineyard back to New York, is what I think. Did the ex-president never came to the island? So is this the Epstein Island, or is this the island in Nantucket? I don't even know where the Epstein...
It says yes, no. The Clintons, the ex-president never came to the island. Yes, no. I would say yes, no. I think that this is fixed. I think this is fixed. On here. To make it look like there is something big, and then say that there's nothing that happened. I think that this could be fixed. So
Epstein Island actually is. I don't know which one it is. Is that the only time you met Hillary Clinton? No, I went to the house in Shakawawa. I don't know what the fuck that is. Man. It's in, yeah, I thought so. Little St. James, okay. Lonely Island? No, that's a band.
Lonely Island.
Okay.
Lonely Island is something that's a lot of film about. They're Lonely Island a lot.
Do you know whether Epstein had...
That's another video, different time and place.
any sort of business dealings or associated with Hillary Clinton? I would say no. Did you ever see them together? No. Did you know Mr. Epstein did any business with the Clintons? I would. Well, I'm not sure I can. I'm not sure how to quite...
Why is she going back and forth? She said, I would. Well, I'm not sure I can. She knows something she ain't saying. There's stuff right here, I just know this. There's stuff that she knows she ain't saying.
I don't know the answer to that strictly. I was part of the beginning process of the Clinton Global Initiative. Man.
I'm not talking about Clintons. I'm just talking about everything. Everything. I'm not just talking about saying, Clinton's all this and that and Trump. It's just everything. She knows this is cleaned up. This is like a censored type thing.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, so it's a global sex ring, yeah.
John Podesta? Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, it's a good idea. Podesta? Nope, not him. Alright, let's try another one. Soros? George Soros is mentioned 4 times. How did you know George Soros? I was friends with his kids. Whether George Soros or his kids ever traveled on Epstein's planes, I don't think so. Yeah, they probably had their own. Okay, wow. Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise, wow.
No. Yeah, Tom Cruise is not there. Jimmy Kimmel? Jimmy doesn't even search result. There's nothing there. Bill Gates already tried that. I mean, obviously. Bush.
Yeah, I did.
How'd nobody ask that? Okay. Elon. Good idea. Elon. 2 matches. Do you know Elon Musk? I do. How did you meet him? I met him, and I don't remember.
I don't remember.
But if you're saying it sounds like, but if you don't know, we can move on. Okay. All right. So yeah, nothing's really. Yeah, that's just.
This is the thing. If you're doing an investigation, you want to press them for answers. She's going back and forth. You can tell she knows stuff, but she isn't willing to say stuff. This is. Anyways, I think I'll stop here. I want to look at some of these files. This stuff. Just always chatting. You understand no reason to keep going. That's why I do it. So, anyways, I'm gonna end it here. Take care.